Hey everybody, it's Chance here with First Choice Property Management. Today we are at Zandt Drive, 4840, and this one here is a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 2,793 square foot home. And it has a bunch of really cool features. Starting off from the front here, you can see that it has a flower bed that kind of snakes its way around the front yard and the main tree here. And this feature carries on to the backyard as well. The entirety of the back fence has a long flower bed with a bunch of full-grown crepe myrtles. Same as this bush here and most of the other plants in the backyard. They are pretty established and well kept, so they'll always do pretty good here in Texas. You have a 2-car garage, a decently sized driveway, and then just a couple of the notable things coming in here is you have these really cool windows that you can see from the second floor that just give a super unique look to the house here. And then once you take a step inside, you immediately open up into an open space here, which I guess could be ideal for the living room. Maybe like an office, just a second little guest space. Whatever your requirements would be. But this one here has a double window that looks out immediately into the front yard, and then a large set of windows here that look out into the backyard on the side of the house. And as you can see, just a nice open space immediately greeting you from the front door. And there is a living room back across from the kitchen, so this could just really serve as just a second space, whatever you would want to use it for. And immediately to the left here, so the way the layout goes is this is going to lead upstairs to an additional open space, a bathroom, and a bedroom. Here you have the washer and the dryer, and then the garage on the left. Before we get there though, we will do everything on the bottom floor. And so first you have the kitchen here, which is really cool because it has this island that's kind of separate from everything else. It's L-shaped back here. And then an additional actual island in the middle. And so your counters are a little spaced out, but it gives you these awesome, as you can see here, it's almost like these individual little viewing ports that are split. So if you did want to look out into the living room while you were doing anything in the kitchen, that's super accessible. And the kitchen here has all stainless steel appliances. It's got a nice size pantry here. And then, as you can see, here's your cooktop, and it's got a really cool, in between the burn, it's got like a flat griddle there for you. And then just one last look from the backside here. And so immediately from the kitchen, you can see that you have your dining room, like a space here that has a perfect outlet and a nice little light. So perfect for a dining table. And then in between the two is your living room. And the living room has got a nice fireplace, 3 large windows that look out into the backyard, and pretty high ceilings here. You can kind of see the step up where you would come from the dining room into the living room, and the ceiling raises up a little bit. And then tucked back here behind the living room is the larger of the bedrooms, just privately placed back here. And so here in the larger of the bedrooms, you have 4 windows that look immediately into the backyard. And then you have a large walk-in. And in 2 separate places I've found there's these really awesome windows here that, as you can see, when the light shines through, they give these really cool designs that also have a color to them. It's kind of hard to give from the video, but definitely in person you can see. This is another cool feature. Really awesome here on the left side. And then here's the closet. And the closet's pretty big. It has these racks, shelves all the way around, and then a long to hang right here. And then before we get to the backyard, we're gonna actually step upstairs. So here is the full-size bathroom that is placed just immediately across from the kitchen where the 2 bedrooms are. So as you can see, and here's a look at the shower. And you have these really cool glass shelves here that sit above the toilet. Taking a step back, you have 2 bedrooms here. The first bedroom, immediately to the left, has a traditional window and a closet. Here is a look at your closet. Your closet has 2 shelves on the left and then a longer one here on the right. And then immediately across to the right side here, you have an additional bedroom. And really the only difference in this bedroom and that bedroom would be the hanging apparatuses in the closet. This one doesn't have the exact same shelf setup. They are the same size. And then this bedroom just has a fan. It is a ceiling fan. In between the 2, here is a storage closet that has shelves. And then taking a step back outside into the first living area by the front door, here is the staircase. And so here is the washer and dryer setup. Those look to be both Whirlpool. And then immediately heading upstairs, at the top you're kind of greeted by that second window. It's got a pretty nice design on it. So taking a step up here, so you have another open area that would just be perfect for maybe a second living room, just a mutual gathering space for family and friends. To the left here, or to the right rather, sorry, you have a pretty big closet. I wanted to keep this open and make sure to show it to you. It's not like just a traditional closet for this area. It's pretty big. You can come in, just to give you an idea. And then just following down the right wall, here is a look at the windows. and the banister from this little second floor open area. And then tucked back behind here is actually a full-size bathroom. Here's a look at your shower. And then here is a look at your vanity. And then immediately out to the right, you have the last of the bedrooms. And so this bedroom is probably the second largest. It is definitely larger than the two that are back in front of the kitchen. It is the same layout. It has a traditional, just one window, a ceiling fan and a light, and then a larger closet. And this closet as well is large enough to walk into. You can go all the way down to the end. And it has shelves for storage. And then definitely last but not least, we will look at the backyard. The backyard, like I said, it has some pretty old crepe myrtles that actually provide some pretty good shade for as far as crepe myrtles are concerned. And there is a good amount of plants. All sorts of stuff back here. So just starting from the left to the right, you can see that you really have like a high fence from your neighbor. And then all of these crepe myrtles kind of tuck to the back of it. And so what yard you do have is all shade. Super nice. Let me turn around and give you a look from the back side here. You do have a concrete slab here if you wanted to cook or sit out in the backyard on. Yeah. If you have any questions, my name is Chance with the First Choice Property Management. Please reach out to us. I appreciate you watching the video this long. Hope everyone has a great day. Thank you.